Hey y'all, I'm Abby, More Than Just Skin, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm thrilled you took some time out of your day to spend a little bit of time here with me. As you can see, fresh face, pimple, bump, zit, whatever you want to call it, showing. It's on fleek. Don't know what's going on there. Cat ears on, hair up, t-shirt on, because we're doing a get ready with me, and this is just not just any get ready with me. This is a get ready with me, which is the opposite of one I posted a while back using all of my most expensive items in that video. Today I'm going to be doing the opposite, using my cheapest, and I am using the word cheap because a lot of these products are cheap, but that doesn't mean they should be defined by the fact that they are cheap. A lot of them come in under $5, which is fantastic. So I'm going to do a makeup look using all of my least expensive products. If you're interested in that, please hit that subscribe button and we're going to zoom in and get started. I think that we are zoomed in, we are up close and personal. A lot of these products are Wet n Wild products. I'm just going to say that off the bat. And that is because Wet n Wild produces great products and they are very reasonably priced. Now, these are not my best, cheapest products. These are my cheapest products, except for one product. And when I get to that product, I'm going to tell you why I'm not using it and why I'm using something else. So we will talk about that in a moment. But I'm going to start with priming my face with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Face Primer. This just gives you a slight bit of luminosity and also provides a little bit of hydration. But I really, really like that. Now, I normally would start by going in with foundation, but because I have this huge red spot right here, I'm actually going to do a little concealing on the front end because I think I'm going to need to conceal on the front end and on the back end. And I'm starting with my Wet n Wild concealer. Now let's talk about prices. So this primer came in at $4.99, so we're talking $5. The Wet n Wild concealer, I think I didn't put the price down on that because it was kind of a last added item when I realized I needed something to conceal my face. I think it comes in under $5 as well. But I'm just gonna kind of conceal around my face on some of these spots. And I'm not really going to blend it in. I'm just going to leave it like that so I can do some blending with the foundation. The foundation that I'm using, no surprise here, is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Mine is in the shade Bronze Beige. I have numerous bottles of these. I just grabbed this one because I thought it would be a good match. This comes in at $5.99. So I'm going to shake it up good. I do not like the spatula. I don't like to take that on my face. I feel like that is a little, I know some people do love it, but that's just not me. So I just take it and dump it on the back of my hand. You can see. And then I just dip the Beauty Blender in it and take it right on the skin. This foundation is a great foundation. It's very wearable. It's buildable. It provides what I consider to be like second skin. I just really, really think for the price, it's hard to go wrong with this foundation. So I'm going to go back in with that Wet n Wild concealer and just spot conceal a tad bit more. Those are really the only spots. This foundation really did do a good job of covering what I needed it to cover. Now, going on in with my under eye concealer, I am relying on the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This comes in at $4.99. My biggest gripe about this concealer is the packaging. I don't like this brush. I feel like you either get not enough or too much. But I do like the concealer. I like this concealer a ton. I really do. And I think for $4.99 you can kind of get over the bad packaging. Now it's time to set all this, and I'm going in with a cult classic. This is the Coty Airspun powder. It comes in at $5.97. You get a ton of product, and I really do think that this product rivals some high-end powder. And one thing I will say that I have said before, if you have a problem with scent, you must stay away from this powder. It is highly fragranced. But I don't mind the scent. As I've said before, I feel like it reminds me of my childhood. My most inexpensive bronzer is this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. Now, I have used this a few times. I used it, and it's always very patchy and it just looks bad. But I used it with the Laura Mercier Translucent Glow Powder, and I thought that maybe that was what was making it look patchy. I filmed this video already and used this powder, and y'all, it just looks so terrible, I decided I couldn't use it. So I wanted to come on here and tell you about it. I'm decluttering it. I know a ton of people love this. They think it's a dupe for the Marc Jacobs powder. I just don't love it. It looks really bad on me. I can't blend it out, so I will be getting rid of this. So the bronzer that I'm using is the most expensive item in this video, and it is the Note bronzer, and it comes in at $11.99, which still I think is a pretty good price. And it's a huge pan, so for the amount of product you're getting, I really do think it's pretty good. Sorry for hearing my chair. Up next is blush, and I'm using the Essence Satin Touch blush in the color Satin Love. This comes in at $2.99, and y'all, this really kind of can rival some higher end blushes. I mean, it is really, the texture, the consistency is gorgeous. You can see right there the color payoff. I mean, this is with a Real Techniques Duo Fiber Brush, and the color payoff is just, it's so incredibly pigmented. I think it is really, really gorgeous. So now I'm going to set and carve out some contour and set my under eye. I'm going back in with my Coty powder, and I am using a smaller brush for that. Find one. And I am just going to set my under eye and do a little carving out of some contour. Take my fluffy brush, dust that away. For highlight, I'm using one of my favorite highlighters of all time. It's the Essence Pure Nude Highlight. It comes in at $4.49, which is a steal in my book. And I'm just putting it on the high points of the face. You can build it up to be as intense as you want it to be, or it can be as neutral as you want it to be. I figure if we're filming, let's build it up. Now we're gonna do brows, and we are using the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil that comes in at $3.99, and I'm gonna use this to just fill in my brows. I will go in with some brow gel after I do my eyes, but I'm going to start by using my e.l.f. eye primer. Comes in at $2, and this is one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow primers. I love, love, love this stuff. It is so good. And what I am using for, but I kind of feel like I need to set that, so I am going to go in with this palette because the little palette I'm using doesn't have a cream color just to set it. So I'm going to just use this to pop on some powder to set that lid. Okay, so now the eyes are set, primed. Let's go in with the eyeshadow palette, and this is called, it's a color icon. It's one of a 4-quad from Wet n Wild, and it comes in at $2.99. And y'all, I can't think of the name, I'm sorry. I think it's like Silent something, but it's very cool tone, so I am going to use that. I am going to start by cleaning my brush with my color swap. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush, and I'm going to go in with this transition shade right here, which is a very kind of mauve-y shade, and I'm just going to pop that in the crease, and I'm going to take it down on the lid some too. This is going to be kind of a cooler toned mauve-y look, which I've really been loving lately. Probably because of the Norvina palette, but that's just kind of been my thing lately. I know I'll want to get into some warmer shades once fall gets here, but since it's still 100 degrees here, it's hard for me to think of it being fall. Although I did decorate my house, y'all, for fall, and so it really did kind of feel like fall. Football was on the TV. I had fall candles burning, and the fans were all on high, and the AC was on high, and we just kind of rolled with it, you know? It's just kind of what you got to do. All right, so now I'm going to go in with that same brush. I'm going to go in with this color here on the side, and I'm just going to place that a little more directly right in that crease. And not really getting the color payoff I want with that brush, so I'm going to take a Sedona Lace. No, this is a Sephora Pro Shadow brush. I thought that was my Sedona Lace brush. I'm going to just take it on the end and really try to build it up in that crease. Not getting the best color payout from that, but it did deepen it up a smidge. I'm going to go in with this really dark color, and I have to be very careful with it because it does have a lot of color payout. I'm just going to take it, you can see right there, just going to take it in that outer V, just a tad on the end because it does have so much payoff, and you can see there, it really deepens that up. Going to go back in with that first Wet n Wild and just really do some blending on that. Now I'm going to take this bone color here, it's a shimmer shade, and I'm just going to kind of go across the lid with that to brighten that up a smidge and do some serious blending. This one looks good. This one doesn't look so good. I took that black a little too far. I guess that's a black. It's a very dark color. So we're going to go in with this shade and try to kind of lighten it up some right there, and that may not work. I may have to just darken this side up a hair to make it match. But I think when you see what I'm going to do, I can make it all kind of even out. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going in, and let me see the price of this. I've got to look it up. This is the Essence Metal Shock eyeshadow in the shade, what shade is this? Stars and Stories, and this comes in at $4.99. So it's similar to like the Stila. I'm just going to place this right across the lid. And I think this is the first time I've used this. Just going to kind of take my finger and blend it out some. So to line my eye, I'm actually going to rely on this dark shade here, and I'm going to find me a eyeliner brush. And I'm going to use this to line my upper lash line and my lower lash line. This shade is very, very pigmented. Now, just to brighten up that inner corner, I'm going to go in with this shade right here and pop that on the inner corner. Now it is time to curl my lashes and we will talk mascara. Before I do that though, I need to set my brows. I am using the Essence Make Me Brow. Let's see how much this comes in. It comes in at $2.99. Now I'm going to mist my face with the Kokie Hydrating Setting Spray, and I believe this comes in around $8. Okay, lashes are curled, mascara is on, and I use the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. I love all of these Lash Princess mascaras. They are so good, and this comes in at $4.99. Now moving on to lips, I'm going to line my lips with the Essence Lip Liner in the shade Satin Mauve, and it comes in at $2.49. The lipstick that I'm using is the Wet n Wild lipstick in the shade Dark Pink Frost. It also comes in at $2.49. And lastly, I'm going to finish it up with a lip gloss by Wet n Wild. This is the Color Icon lip gloss in the shade Capricorn, and it comes in at $2.99. Now I'm going to take my hair down, take my cat ears down, back up a little bit so you can see the finished product. Okay, so this is the finished product for, I think, around $80. This is the finished look in comparison to over $800 in the other video. So I think you can see that you can get just as good of a look. Of course, this is a little bit different of a look. This was a cooler tone look. The other one was a warm tone look. So be it. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed. And I have to say, I like a lot of these products just as much as I like those others. So makeup does not have to break the bank. If you're on a budget, go pick you up some Wet n Wild Essence. That Note Bronzer is great. That Coty Powder is wonderful. The Essence Mascara, oh my gosh, definitely better than some high-ends. So if you like this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I would love to have you back here on a regular basis. And as always, I hope this video finds you having a fantastic day and a great week, and I will see you all soon. Bye, y'all.